Good morning, family, friends, and relatives, speaker, and members of the 22nd Navajo Nation Conference. It is a privilege to stand before this distinguished body. I would also like to welcome all the guests, visitors, and Navajo people to the 2014 scripture session. When the Jelly Jim administration took office in 2011, the Navajo Nation was in the red, and we rolled up our sleeves and took ownership of the accounting, tax, and premium economic solvency back to the nation. Today, we are happy to report that the nation is in the black, and the undesignated, unreserved fund balance now has over $8 million in its coffers to provide resources for any unforeseen emergencies. This was the result of exercising the line item veto to our fiscal house in order. Some of these measures were unpopular, but we had to maintain a hardline approach to the dark clouds of federal sequestration and decreasing royalties moving over the nation. As leaders, we are charged with the responsibility of providing for our people, similar to Navajo ranchers caring for their ranch. Ask any of our elders about the important responsibility and livelihood of raising livestock for a living. They will tell you this duty requires patience, love, and above all, commitment. The Shelley Jim administration is committed to the Navajo people. The Navajo Nation has always adapted and survived with less to provide direct services to our people. We have done this through partnership and leveraging funds with tribal, state, and federal agencies. We utilize true self-determination. Job creation and economic development remain at the forefront of our efforts, especially since we must now face the harsh reality that a one steady stream of revenues pouring into the Navajo Nation General Fund from ornamental royalties are beginning to dry up. We must think outside the box and find progress in the wholeness of Navajo philosophies. There are 5 pillars of nation building we have focused on since we took office, and they are infrastructure development, economic prosperity and job creation, healthy lives, open and accountable government, and educational opportunity. We believe these pillars are the foundation for our tribal government for years to come. We have completed much work in collaboration with the 22nd Navajo Nation Council. As we look into the horizon, there is still much more to be done for our people. Pillar number 1, infrastructure development. The Navajo Division of Transportation remains committed to paving a solid infrastructure for the nation's 14,733 miles of roads. 76%, or 11,352 miles, are unpaved. The reality of maintaining these roads is an expensive task, and NDOT has entered into several partnerships with counties in Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah to address this task. 2014 is the second year NDOT has executed a direct funding agreement with the Federal Highway Administration. Through this agreement, there are no external funding reversions or losses from unspent funds. Instead, every dollar of the $10 million provided is utilized for transportation, planning, and road maintenance. Furthermore, the direct funding agreement provides true self-determination for the nation in prioritizing our road projects for the future. In November 2013, the Torion Road Project was completed and was the only Tiger Grant project selected for the state of New Mexico. This $3.3 billion project has improved over 7 miles of road, which was previously potholed and dangerous for travelers, especially school children traveling by bus. There is more to infrastructure development than just roads. However, some of these efforts truly provide for the future of the nation, like the work performed by the Facilities Maintenance Department. Under the guidance of the Division of General Services, the department works with Navajo Head Start to address facilities in need of major repairs at Navajo Mountain, Lofton, Pinion, and Pinedale. The Division of Health has also provided infrastructure development through healthcare facility construction. 5 Navajo projects on the Indian Health Service National Healthcare Facilities Construction Priority List, including health centers in Bottomwood Gap, Dilcon, Gallup, Kayenta, and Pueblo Pintado. The Kayenta Health Center project is under construction and received a total of $96.6 million in federal funding. $18.6 million was received in the past quarter, and the project is 65% complete. This project generated $1.7 million in taxes for the nation. In addition to infrastructure development, this project also has created jobs and economic development with an 80 to 90% Navajo workforce. Outpatient treatment facilities for the Department of Behavioral Health Services are also under construction in Coyote and Crown Point. Facilities in Newlands and Tuba City are complete. Other infrastructure development include the continuation of public facility projects funded by Navajo abandoned mine lands. Navajo AML continues to provide infrastructure development for communities of the nation that were impacted by mining. Previously, the funding ceiling amount for AML for PFD projects was $300,000, but that figure has been increased to $400,000. PFD funding proposals for FY 2014 have been reviewed and scored by the PFD committee, and these projects are scheduled for development. The Mariana Lake Chapter Water Line and Water System Improvement Project is underway and currently going through the 164 review process. Another PFD project, the Gadi Odd Chapter Home for Women and Children, is in the construction phase. The Round Rock Chapter completed the pre-construction meeting and is moving forward with their PFD project. In 2013, the Crystal Chapter multi-purpose building was issued a conditional certificate of occupancy for design and engineering services. Other projects include the White Horse Lake Chapter Northeast Waterline Extension, which is under construction. Other PFD projects include loop parking lot and power line extension projects for Canado, Steamboat, Connolly, Tuba City, and Whiteley. Others include the Cameron Modular Building Infrastructure Site Development, Hachi Blue Gap Road Improvement, Ismas Bus Waterline Extensions, and the Mexican Water Senior Citizen Center. For FY 2014, 6 PFD projects were recommended for Indian Wells, Red Lake, Smith Lake, East Sossakat, Ohachin Lake, and Salon and Cottonwood. Under Pillar 2, Economic Prosperity and Job Creation, the Division of Human Resources plays a vital role in stimulating the Navajo economy with the creation of jobs. The division stood at the forefront of legislation passed by the 22nd Navajo Nation Council to eliminate the equivalency standard for employment of the nation and thereby open the door for college-educated Navajos for employment. The Division of Economic Development also has a major role as the pillar of economic prosperity and job creation. One exciting development is the Smith Electric licensed manufacturing effort. Smith Electric is an electric car manufacturing company in the United Kingdom. They are seeking international expansion for licensed manufacturers, and the Navajo Nation has the opportunity to be a licensee in the U.S. The Division of Public Safety also has contributed to economic prosperity and job creation. In particular, their efforts with the U.S. Department of Justice for the drawdown of funds. Through efforts from the past 2 quarters, DPS was able to draw down $52 million for U.S. DOJ grants to reimburse the nation for funding invested on the construction cost of new public safety buildings. The Division of Health also provided opportunities for the nation under this pillar. Specifically, the Office of Uranium Workers assisted Navajo uranium miners, millers, ore transporters, downwinders, and their survivors with applications of Radiation Exposure Compensation Act benefits that required documentation for eligibility. The office specifically processed claims for 10 individuals that received $1,045,000 collectively in compensation over the past quarter. Additionally, The division's memorandum of agreement between the Navajo Nation, City of Gallup, and the Kennedy County for the Gallup Detoxification Center was signed on October 24, 2013. This provided the framework for the Department of Behavioral Health Services to assume operation of the center and continue providing services to individuals suffering from alcohol and substance abuse disorders. According to Indian Health Service, Native Americans are significantly more likely to report past severe alcohol and substance abuse disorders than any other race. Suicide rates for Native Americans are 1.7 times higher than all other races in the U.S. Additionally, domestic violence rates are alarming, with 39% of Native American women experiencing intimate partner violence, which is the highest rate in the U.S. The Office of the Navajo Tax Commission is the primary revenue source for the nation's excess under this pillar. For FY 2014, the total tax revenue for the first quarter totaled $35,812,548. From this amount, $25,574,016 is earmarked for the Navajo Nation General Fund and equals 35% of the General Fund revenue projection. Pillar 3, Healthy Lives. The Navajo Land Commission Office has advanced this effort through rehabilitation and recovery work in the former Bennett Freeze area. Specifically, they have worked with Navajo Housing Authority for an HOSTA grant to conduct a housing assessment and development of the housing plan. Additionally, the office worked in the former joint use area to produce a new scope of work for the project of 48 homes in the open partition land region. It goes without saying that the Division of Health takes the lead for this pillar of healthy life. Through their efforts, the Navajo Nation Health Survey ended data collection on October 31st, 2013 for the central agency. A total of 713 completed surveys and samples were collected. The survey had 199 questions on various health behavior indicators. Phase 2 of the data collection study is slated to begin in the northern and eastern agencies in the summer of 2014. The division is committed to protect the health, wellness, and safety of Navajo individuals, their families, and communities. The Kayenta Public Health Nursing Program provided direct services to 5,000 people in the surrounding communities, which included flu vaccinations, school health screenings, and patient education. The Breast and Cervical Cancer Prevention Project provided services to 7,328 women with mammogram and cervical cancer screenings and education on breast, cervical, ovarian, colorectal, and prostate cancers. On October 26, 2013, the Running for a Stronger and Healthier Navajo Nation was held at various chapters across the Navajo Nation. The event netted 200 runners, 1,500 walkers, and over 2,000 community members receiving health education. He spearheaded this event and ran a majority of the route to promote wellness among Navajo people. And I commend the Honorable Jonathan Naz for running all the way. The first time he was out there, he ran 24 miles, saving 1 mile for each council delegate. Thank you. The Division of Public Safety also contributed to the health of the nation through efforts from the Drug and Gang Unit to seize illegal drugs. The unit conducted 40 drug and alcohol distribution operations throughout the Navajo Nation. The operations resulted in seizure of 5 marijuana plants, 600 grams of processed marijuana, 45 ounces of methamphetamines, oxycodone pills, and arrest of 27 individuals under federal distribution and possession charges. The street value of the seized contraband was $10,000. The Department of Fish and Wildlife had health and safety in mind over the last quarter when they disposed of 3,913 animals, investigated 118 animal bite cases, investigated 87 incidents of livestock damage, and completed 321 rabies vaccinations. Additionally, the Animal Control Program conducted an animal sweep at Old Amarillo, NH8 housing, and impounded 57 animals and issued 13 animal control citations for failure to restrain animals. The Department of Water Resources repaired 26 equipment items used for drilling construction, repair, and maintenance purposes. They also inspected and repaired 106 windmills, rehabilitated 5 earthen dams for livestock, and installed 2 44,000-gallon water storage tanks in Lake Valley and St. Michael. 3 jobs were also installed in Dilcon chapter areas. The Department of Resource Enforcement assisted with the feral horse roundup in the Chinle Agency. Since July 29, 2013, about a total of 1,778 horses have been seized in the horse roundup across the nation and have either been returned to their rightful owners, put up for adoption, or sold. Pillar 4, open and accountable government. We have worked hard in the area of providing transparency through maintaining an open and accountable government. When the Shelley Jim administration first took office, we held numerous town hall meetings across the nation for the development of our energy policy and to hear the concerns of our citizens and other issues. We continue progress in this area, and the movement toward decentralization is an ongoing effort. The Division of Community Development hosted local government support center decentralization meetings in all 5 agencies over the past quarter. The decentralization effort was a directive from the Budget and Finance Committee on July 5, 2013, and is memorialized through Navajo Nation Council Resolution number CS-47-13. $3 million was allocated for DCD to form a task group and develop an action plan for decentralization. The plan is to decentralize the 5 LGSC offices into 16 administrative service centers that will provide chapters with legal services, financial accounting, build capacity for Local Governments Act certification, and assist with planning, completion, operation, and maintenance of chapter projects. Presently, there are 34 LGA certified chapters, and the decentralization effort will address this disparity. Focusing on open and accountable government, the Navajo Division of Transportation hosted the NDOT chapter work session in November 2013 and provided transportation information from NDOT departments, Bureau of Indian Affairs, and counties to provide data for direct services. Bureau of Indian Affairs for direct service. The 2-day work session included financial information from the Office of the Controller, Employee Benefits Program, and Risk Management. The Division of Natural Resources and the Navajo Land Department have worked hard on the Navajo Nation General Leasing Act, which is currently under review by the Secretary of the Interior. The provisions in this act will bring the nation closer to true self-determination in exercising leasing authority over home sites, grazing, business sites, and more. The General Leasing Act streamlined several bureaucratic processes the Bureau of Indian Affairs once had authority over. In tandem with the Act is the implementation of the Navajo Land Title system by the Navajo Land Department. This new database again streamlines tribal processes related to land use technology. By making data available digitally, it also eliminates costs and waste associated with paperwork that is often lost or misfiled in some instances. The database is also a foundation and model for other tribal departments to begin automating their direct services. The Office of the Controller pursued the closing of the NTUA $2.8 million loan, which is in the final stage of review before the drawdown of funds. The daily deposit total of $18,546,599.53 was reported for the quarter ending December 31st, 2013. A total of 12,912 cash receipts and 559 ACH receipts were reported. The total revenue for the first quarter ending December 31st, 2013 was $309,548,204.48 for the nation. Pillar 5, educational opportunities. The Division of the Net Education provided outreach to all 5 agencies of the Navajo Nation. These efforts included after-school programs, tutoring services, and field trips focused on physical activities, poised for top distribution and academic achievement. The Office of Youth Development is currently constructing 2 youth facilities in 40 Pines and Shiprock. A 3rd facility slated for Crown Point is in the planning stages. We encourage fostering the Navajo and incorporating our language and culture into the education of our children. This is important because it provides our kids with self-identity through and our parents and grandparents must be proactive in this effort. The future of the Navajo Nation depends on it. The foundation to Indian education is reading, and to that end, the Office of the Navajo Nation Library received books from the Reader to Reader organization in October 2013 and distributed 7,888 books to the Navajo Nation Library, 2,000 books to the Office of the First Lady, 6,501 books to St. Michael's Indian School, 120 books to Hopi Junior and Senior High School, 621 books to Judito School, 122 books to St. Bonaventure Mission School, 100 books to Navajo Pine School, 175 books to the Purdue Community Centers, and 2,000 books to Chinle Head Start. The Dr. Kenneth F. Goes Scholarship Award was presented to Kathy Stanford, a teacher and librarian at Red Mesa High School. As 2013 Teacher of the Year, she presented a common vision for higher expectations among students, faculty, and the education community, demonstrated a record of significant and distinguished contribution to the education profession, provided a lasting positive impact on student learning, and demonstrated a significant professional contribution. These 5 pillars have given stability to the Navajo Nation for the first quarter of FY 2014. We will continue to build upon this foundation for continued success in the years to come. The Shelley Jim administration continues to work closely with our Navajo Nation divisions, departments, and programs to streamline services through technology and maintain a strong foundation for our future. We continue to work with the Navajo Nation Council to bring these important projects to reality. A decade ago, nobody in the nation or the country would have ventured a prediction that we would one day own a coal mine and secure the future of one of our most abundant natural resources. By working together, we have succeeded in this dream, and we continue work to realize other goals. Thank you.